My name is Brent Muscha. I am originally from Harvey, North Dakota, and I work at the North Dakota Department of Transportation, central office in Bismarck. I currently work in the maintenance division of the DOT, and I am the operations section supervisor within the maintenance division.
So tell us about your education path.
I spent 4.5 years at NDSU. My first semester, I guess, I was in the electrical engineering program. And after one semester in electrical engineering, I kind of realized that that it wasn't really the path that I wanted to go down. After getting into it a little bit, I kind of wanted to do something different, and didn't really know a whole lot about civil engineering, kind of just what I had read, from the class descriptions and talking to some other people. But I knew that it was kind of something that I'd been interested in, because I had always kind of enjoyed building things, taking things apart, doing that type of stuff. So after one semester, I switched my major to civil engineering, and then 4 years after that, finished my civil engineering degree from NDSU.
So what do you do? What do you do in your job?
What do I do? That's a good question. Normally what I do, I guess, is what we call operations, which at the DOT we have 8 districts, and at each district there is a group of maintenance employees, and these are the guys that plow the snow, patch the roads, and do all that type of stuff. And so my job at the central office is to kind of coordinate some of that work, do research for new practices, new products, new ways of doing things, and then try to bring it out and share it with the rest of the state. And then some of my other work activities include coordinating during snowstorms. Like I said, we have 8 districts, and they're all out plowing snow. And I try to coordinate any news release information. If one area needs more equipment to help out, I'll kind of make some phone calls and help that process along. And we do the same thing for flooding, any kind of emergency response, stuff like that. But other than that, doing research for new things, kind of coordinating some of our pavement preservation type stuff, attending meetings and working on new projects. What else?
How many hours do you normally work?
Normally I work 40 hours a week. If there's an emergency, if there's a snowstorm, if it's flooding, then I'll probably end up working some overtime, just because when that stuff happens, we don't stop at 5 o'clock. We're taking phone calls early in the morning. If the weather's bad and we have to close the road, if it's 9 o'clock at night, we'll coordinate everything to make sure that the roads get closed, that we get the news releases sent out, try to get everybody informed that the road's closing. Same thing with flooding. Stuff happens at all times of the day, so we're always ready to kind of handle that.
Do you take work home with you?
Sometimes I do take work home with me, but only because I enjoy it. It's not like I take it home with me like it weighs on my shoulders. That's not it at all. And another thing, I guess, if I'm on call, if there's a storm coming up, we'll be on call. So we're kind of ready for that, for those phone calls to come in. But I take work home with me because I like doing what I'm doing. I don't take it home because it's a burden. So it doesn't weigh on me after work.
How has your education prepared you for your career?
It hasn't. Education. Actually, I think that, how do I want to answer this?
If you don't want to answer, you don't have to. How about,
I'd rather skip that one.
why did you choose this career?
Okay. I chose civil engineering, and I wanted to be in the civil engineering field. I guess, like I said, it wasn't my first choice. I had started college planning to be an electrical engineer, and really realized that I wanted to be a little bit more hands-on, and really civil engineering kind of opened up a whole bunch of options for me. When I decided to switch my major, I never in my wildest dreams imagined that I'd be doing what I'm doing now. But it's something that having the civil engineering degree just opened that many doors for me, and I wouldn't change anything about the job that I have now. So,
What do you think it takes to be successful in this career?
I think to be successful as a civil engineer, I think you have to be able to solve problems. A lot of times, part of your job is solving problems, and you have to be able to kind of see a problem and find the solution. And they always say for engineering that being good at math and science helps, and it does. But sometimes it's just being able to see things, and kind of decide what needs to be done to fix the problem or to move a project forward, and not so much crunching the numbers. Granted, if you are good at math and that's what you like to do, there are engineering jobs that are working with a lot of math. But day to day in my job, I don't crunch numbers and use a calculator. So it's more about problem solving and just being able to handle that type of situation.
Do you travel for your job?
I do. I get to go travel various different places within the state, out of state, for meetings, conferences, things like that. And then we do like field trips. We go visit project sites and locations and kind of make planning decisions and things like that. So there's some travel involved.
What do you find are the most difficult decisions to make in your job?
The most difficult decisions are the ones that directly affect the public, which happens a lot in engineering. A lot of what you're doing is building things for the public, fixing things for the public, and responding to public issues. So there's a lot of times when a decision that you make can directly affect a lot of people, and those are the ones that are really hard to do.
Do you work independently or on a team?
I work independently. I'm kind of I kind of oversee my own work hours. I have my own work to get done, and if I don't get it done, it's on me. It's not on another member of the team to pick up the slack. So it's pretty much, I'm working at my own schedule. I have to plan out my own day and make sure that I get my own work done.
How would you describe the pace at which you work?
The pace at which I work can change pretty dramatically from day to day, and it kind of depends on what the weather turns out to be. You might end up not working on the project that you thought you were going to be working on, so you might have a slow day, or you might have to work a little bit faster to get caught up after that. And it's not all dependent on the weather. There are a lot of other things that are involved, but day to day, the pace of work kind of shifts, and so you have to be ready to handle that. And you might have some downtime, but you might have some time where you really got to buckle down and get things done. And it's not always like that, but it changes from day to day.